Good morning, dear students. I am teaching chapter 12. Name of the chapter 12 is the reproduction in plants. And today we will discuss about the sexual reproduction. Sexual reproduction. Sexual reproduction. In nature, sexual reproduction occurs in plants as well as in animals, and it is the most common methods of reproduction. Sexual reproduction is the most common method of reproduction, and two parents, one male and one female, are required for sexual reproduction. In sexual reproduction, male and females are required, and two types of reproductive cells called gametes, means male reproductive cells and female reproductive cells. Male parent produces the male gametes and female parents produces the female gametes, and the male gamete is usually small with a nucleus and a little cytoplasm, and the female gamete is larger with a nucleus and more cytoplasm than the male. And the fusion of two gametes means male gametes and the female gametes is called the fertilization. The fusion of male gamete and the female gamete is called the fertilization, and the product of fusion of the two gametes is called the zygote. Means after fusion, what is formed? That is the zygote, and the male gamete in the flowering plant is the nucleus in the pollen grain, and in most animals it is the sperm. Female gamete in plants is a large egg cell in the ovule, while in animals it is the ovum. And after fertilization, the zygote undergoes cell division and growth. Ultimately, it forms the new individuals. Why do we need sexual reproduction? Why do we need sexual reproduction? Sexual reproduction brings about the fusion of gametes, that is the male gamete and female gametes, and the zygotes so formed after the process, and it possesses characters of both parents, and thus also helps to bring variations among new individual, because they have characters of both parents, that is the male parents and the female parents, and then they shows both the variations among the individuals. And you can now understand why children of the same parents show variations. Do you find such variations in organisms reproducing asexually? Now come to the sexual reproduction in plants. Sexual reproduction in plants. First one is the sexual reproduction in plants. Sexual reproduction in plants. Sexual reproduction in plants. Sexual reproduction in plants. In last class, you have learnt about the structure of a flower. To recall, a flower has commonly 4 parts, and these parts in order from the outside are sepals, petals, stamens and pistils. These parts in order from outside are sepals, petals, sepals, petals, stamens and pistil. Stamens and pistil from the outside. Sepals, petals, stamens, pistil. And the stamens are the male reproductive part. Stamen is the male reproductive part. Male. Stamen is the male reproductive part. And while the pistil or carpel is the female part. Pistil is the female part. It is the female part. And stamen consists of anther and a filament. Stamen consists anther and filament. Anther and filaments. An anther is a solid structure and present on the tip of the filament, and the anther produces a powdery substances called the pollen grain. Anther produces powdery substances that is called the pollen grain. Pollen grains contain male sex cell or male gametes. Pollen grains are light and can be carried by the wind, water or insects. And a pistil consists of a basal soil portion called the ovary, and the ovary continues into a long style and ends in a knob-like structure, that is the stigma. And the ovary contains many ovules. Ovary contains many ovules, and the female sex cells or gamete, that is the egg, is present inside the ovule. Egg is present inside the ovule. And in many plants, male and the female parts are present in the same flower, and such flowers are called bisexual. Such type of flowers are called the bisexual. And examples: pea, rose, mustard, sunflower, China rose, etc. And in some, male and female parts are born in different flowers. Such flowers are called unisexual. Examples: date palm, papaya, mulberry corn and cucumber. Pollination. What is the pollination? Pollination is the transfer of pollen grains. Pollination is the transfer of pollen grains from the ripe anther to the stigma. And the transfer of pollen grains, to the stigma can take place in two ways. First one, within the same flower or between flowers of the same plant, or between flowers from different plants of the same species. Pollination is the first case, is called the self-pollination. What is the self-pollination? Within the same flower. When it happens within the same flower or between flowers of the same plant, or between the flowers of the same species or same plant, and that is called as self-pollination. And cross-pollination between flowers from different plants of the same species, that is called the cross-pollination. Cross-pollination involves various external agencies to carry pollen grains from one flower to the another one, and these agencies may be air, water, insects or animals. Most flowers are pollinated by the insects. Most kind of flowers are pollinated by the insects, and when you visit a garden during the flowering season, you observe many butterflies, bees and more different types of insects. What are the insects doing? Though these insects visit the flowers for nectar or honey, at the same time they help in pollination. Perform the activity 12.7 to see what the insects do when they visit a flower. When an insect visits a flower, the pollen grains get deposited on the body of the insect, and when this insect visits another flower, the deposited pollen grains now get dusted on the stigma of the second flower, and thus bringing about the transfer of the pollen grains from the anther to the stigma, that is called the pollination. And pollen grains of all flowers, it is not carried by the insects, and in some cases it is carried by the wind, that is called the wind pollination. If in case of water plants, pollen grains are carried by the water, that is called the water pollination. If it is carried by the insect, that is called the insect pollination. So different types of methods of different wind pollination, water pollination, and the pollen grains of flowers are not carried by the insects only. It is carried by the wind also, and it is carried by the water also. So two to three types of pollinations are there. Activity 12.7 given, and activity 12.7 and 12.8 you will study, you will read, and then tomorrow we will discuss about the fertilization. What is the fertilization? Until here you will take revision.